Hello everyone, it's Jonathan here, founder of Driving Academy, and today we're going to be talking about what kind of truck do you actually need to take your CDL road test in. So if you're looking to get a CDL license, the one thing that you are going to have to do is actually take the CDL road test. Now, when it comes to the CDL road test, if you're not aware already, it's a 2.5-hour test. First part of the test is all about inspecting the truck. There you're going to have to know how to inspect both the inside and outside of the vehicle. Second part of the test is all about parking the truck 6 different ways. Third part of the test is actually driving the truck on the road itself. That being said, you pretty much have 2 different options when it comes to taking your CDL road test. You can actually go to a truck driving school and they will provide you a truck to actually take to the test itself, or you can come up with your own truck if you want. Maybe you have a bunch of trucks laying around and you can bring that truck to the test itself, right? So today we're going to be talking about what type of vehicle is going to be required if you want to go for your CDL road test. So the first thing that you do have to understand is if you do bring your own truck, just make sure you follow this criteria. The cool thing about going to a driving school is the fact that they pretty much go to DMV on a daily basis already. So they know exactly what the DMV is going to look at, what type of vehicle is going to qualify, what type of vehicle is not going to qualify. So the first thing that you do have to make sure when you are bringing your vehicle is to make sure that your vehicle is considered a CDL vehicle. It's happened time and time again where somebody would actually bring a vehicle that's not classified as a CDL vehicle. It's actually less. That being said, you have to know what is the definition of a CDL vehicle. CDL vehicle means any vehicle that has a gross weight rating of over 26,000 pounds, which means on your registration it's going to say something like GVW or GVWR, and that number has to be over 26,000 pounds. If you show up with a vehicle that's 25,999 and it's not over 26,000 pounds, then that is not considered a CDL vehicle, which means you won't be able to get tested. And this was all inspired because I actually got this phone call today asking this specific question itself. Hey, can I bring a truck that's 25,000 pounds as long as it has a trailer that is 13,000 pounds? I said no. If the truck is less than 26,000 pounds, it's not a CDL vehicle, so you can't actually do it, right? So once you make sure that your vehicle, whether it's a Class A or a Class B, is registered for over 26,000 pounds, now you can kind of check that off. The next thing you have to do is make sure is it an air brake vehicle or non-air brake vehicle, right? Because if it is an air brake vehicle, you want to make sure that you're doing the proper air brake check for the actual road test itself. If it is not an air brake vehicle, you are going to walk away with a restriction on your CDL license, which means you can't drive any vehicles with air brakes. The third thing that you have to do is it automatic or is it manual? Either one is going to work. It's perfectly fine. But you do have to understand is if you take an automatic truck to the road test itself, you're not going to be able to drive manual transmission vehicles at all, which means you're going to have a restriction on your license yet again. So some people are slick and they say, okay, I want to get my Class A as fast as possible, and I have a pickup truck. I want to drive car carriers around. I want to do what's called hot shotting. So you want to drive something that looks like that. So in a case like that, what are you actually going to need to bring? You're going to need to bring your pickup truck with a registered trailer on it to make sure everything is legit, and then make sure you do the entire test on that, which means you have to do a full pre-trip inspection, parking maneuvers, and driving on the road itself, all in that vehicle. Now, the one restriction that you will have of that will be an O restriction. Now that O restriction means you cannot drive an actual tractor trailer with a fifth wheel. So you are going to restrict yourself in that way. So we've kind of talked about the different restrictions to worry about. Now you want to talk about what kind of condition the vehicle has to be in. So when actually you're going to the test, the DMV is going to ask for all the proper paperwork, so registration and insurance. Depending on the state that you go in, depends on how strict they are in wanting original paperwork. A lot of companies out there, they have just copies of this stuff, and a lot of DMVs, especially in the state of New Jersey, will not accept copies. So definitely make sure you pay attention with that. The next thing is going to make sure that all your lights are working. Make sure your lights are working, make sure your vehicle is going to pass a simple air brake test, because if it does not, the examiner is going to fail your vehicle and you went through all this work, all this hassle for absolutely nothing, right? This happened to a lot back in the day when we used to help out different city municipalities. Those trucks, they do get beat up a lot, so that means they're not necessarily in the best condition. Plus, they're never really going to get stopped by the cops because they're only staying within the city. And which city cop is actually going to stop a public city vehicle, right? It doesn't really make sense, so there's no real checks and balances there. That being said, those are the people infamous who go to the test. They can't even take the test because the vehicle does not pass the proper requirements. So you can pretty much go through this entire process. But the one thing you do have to understand is, if you want to take the road test by yourself in your own vehicle or with a buddy, that's perfectly okay, perfectly legal. But there's one thing that did change this year in 2022, which is you have to perform the ELDT requirements. ELDT stands for Entry Level Driver Training, and that simply means that you have to go to an approved training provider, get certified before you can actually go for your road test. So if you're like me and you're like, whoa, John, I thought this was going to be easier. I thought I can just get this stuff done. I have a truck. I have a buddy with a truck. But you're actually making it seem a lot harder. This is to inform you, to let you know, hey, it's probably just going to be easier to go to a truck driving school. They've done this over and over and over again. If you come to our school, we're the best school in the entire country, and we've done it thousands and thousands of times. The cool thing about coming to our school is that we actually have our own third-party testing site, which gives us the ability to actually test more students and get people on the road to freedom much faster. So if you are interested in learning more, give our team a call at 908-525-3609, or check out our virtual school tour at CDLDrivingAcademy.com. Again, CDLDrivingAcademy.com. Thanks, and have a great day. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel. It's really going to help us out. Click on that button. And if you want to continue yourself on your road to freedom, here's more videos to watch. There's endless amounts. Hopefully we get to see each other one day very soon. Thanks.